Hey everybody, this is Peter with Cooking with Peter. Today on the show, I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite quick breads, which is banana walnut quick bread. And guess what? I have two secret ingredients. Let's get started. You know, if you look on the internet, there are thousands of recipes for banana bread. So I've been playing with several recipes and I want to show you this one because I do think it's one of the best recipes for banana walnut bread that I've ever had. So let me show you the ingredients. Believe it or not, we're going to be starting with good old Bisquick. Bisquick is kind of that silent ingredient that no one talks about too much, but it's been selling for decades. So here I have 2 3/4 cups of Bisquick. Then I have half a cup of butter, and this has been sitting out to room temperature. 3 eggs. I have 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. I have bananas. I have cinnamon, milk. I have crushed walnuts. I have vanilla. And the two secret ingredients are sour cream and this one right here, which is cranberries. Recently I started putting cranberries in our banana walnut bread and it just picked up the flavor and took it to a new level. It adds a little bit of sweetness to the bread and I think you're really going to enjoy it. Let's get started putting all these things together. One of the first things we have to do is put the dry ingredients into a bowl and just mix them together. Here I have 2 3/4 cups of Bisquick, so I'm going to put that in. Here I have just a tablespoon of cinnamon. Put that in. And now I'm just going to mix all these up together. Remember, the Bisquick already has so many things in it, such as the baking soda, baking powder, a little bit of sugar. So all those things are already in this mix. So we don't have to be piecing all those things together individually. All right, so that's one of the reasons why I like using the Bisquick. All right, I'll set that aside. Now I need to cream together the butter and the brown sugar. So let me put that in here. Okay, now I'll just use my handheld mixer and blend all that together. This comes together so quickly that you can have it ready to go into the oven in about 10 minutes time. So it's super good. And by the way, I went ahead and turned the oven on to 350 degrees. Actually, I'm using my toaster oven, my Breville toaster oven, and I set that temperature back a little bit to 340 degrees. With the toaster oven, it gets a little hotter, a little faster, and it's always a good idea just to go ahead and bring that temperature back a little bit. Now I'm going to add in to this mixture the sour cream, and we'll mix that in. Now I'm going to put in the eggs. I'm going to add the eggs. By the way, the eggs are at room temperature. So I'm going to be adding the eggs in 1 egg at a time, just to get it all mixed in very well. So we have 3 eggs going in here. I'm going to go ahead and add in the milk as well. So this is 1/4 cup of milk, and I'm going to add that in right now. Okay, let me add another egg. Just want to make sure that's all incorporated very, very well. And the last egg is going to go in, just like that. Let me go wash my hands real quick. Okay, now I'm going to mix in the last egg. Get that blended in well. Okay, now to this, I'm going to be putting in the dry ingredients. So I'm going to put in half of this, and then I will blend it together. You don't want to mix this for a long time. Once the dry ingredients hit, you just don't want to mix it much, just enough for this to get a little moist. Okay, that's pretty much that. Now put in the other half. Again, don't mix it very long. Just long enough for it to get a little moist. And now I'm going to put in the walnuts. We'll blend those in. Again, not very long. Okay, I have 2 bananas, and what I do with these is I just smash them up like this. I just smash them in pieces because I don't want those big pieces into the mix. So I'm just going to mash these up into pieces. This is what I always do. I know it's a little bit of a mess, but oh well, we are cooking. Sometimes you got to get dirty when you're cooking. You can tell that this banana is just on its last leg, but these bananas produce the best flavor in banana bread. Now, if you have fresh bananas and they're not hard enough, excuse me, they're not soft enough yet, you can go ahead and put them in the oven for about 10 minutes or so at around 300, 350 degrees, and they will soften up for you. But you can tell that this is really on its last leg. Probably beyond today would not even be good for banana bread. So I'll set this aside. Let me wash my hands again. I'll be right back. We're just mixing in the bananas. And then I'm going to mix in a little bit of vanilla right here. Mix that in along with the cranberries. That's about half a cup of cranberries and about half a cup of the walnuts as well. So quickly bring that together. Don't blend too much. Shut it off. I'll set this aside. Now you need to spray a 9x5 pan, 9x4 pan, whatever you have, a loaf pan. You can also use this in muffin cups, in like large muffin cups, and that will allow you to cut the baking time down to about 20 minutes. So we're just going to put all of this into the pan. Okay, now you have to lick what's on top and see just how delicious that is, because it is super delicious. Spread things out, and now we're going to let this go into the oven, the little toaster oven back here, my Breville toaster oven, for about 40 to 50 minutes. You're going to be testing this and checking on it as the time gets near, because this bread can pretty easily burn if you don't come back and start checking it. So I'll be starting to check it at about 40 minutes. We might be going on to 50 minutes. I'm also going to check the internal temperature of the bread as I bring it out. And I'm looking for the internal temp of the bread to be at about 200 degrees. Okay, I'll set this back in the oven and we'll be back in about 40 minutes to start checking, see how it's going. Okay, you can see that I just took the banana bread out of the oven, and you can see that it's got a beautiful color on it. You want to be very careful when you're cooking banana bread because it has a lot of sugar. And if you don't watch your temperatures and watch your times, it can get very, very brown very, very fast. So you want to be sure that you start checking this. And I started checking this at around 40 minutes. But I did take about an hour to an hour and 5 minutes because I was cooking at a lower temperature and I was cooking in my toaster oven. So if you're cooking at a bigger oven at 350, you might want to start checking it around 45 to 50 minutes. It took a little longer in my toaster oven. Okay, I'm going to give this about 5 minutes just to cool down a little bit, and then we're going to plate it up and show you the end result. We'll be right back. Okay, everybody, we have finished this great banana walnut cranberry quick bread in the oven. This is how it turned out, and let me tell you, it is absolutely delicious. It smells fantastic. And anytime you're going to have warm banana bread, of course, you got to put some butter on top, and I got that sitting right here. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe. It's easy to do. Be sure to download the recipe from my website. The link is right below. It'll click over and you can go right to the recipe and get that for yourself for free. I also want to give a couple of shout outs. I want to say thank you very much to Angelica from Sacramento, California for trying out the cranberry walnut bread that I did around the holidays. She gave that a try and said it was a great recipe and she really enjoyed it. Also, I had many comments this week on our recipes and people were enjoying them, trying them out, and I want to say thank you so much for doing that. Please remember to subscribe if you are not a member of our family already. Please become a member of our family by subscribing. If you are a member of our family, you have subscribed, please do me a favor and invite your friends and invite your other family members to become a member of our family and ask them to subscribe as well. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.